Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Horror Movie News. Today we are discussing that Venom got its PG-13 rating. We'll see how we feel about that. Zombieland 2 updates, as well as The Man Who Feels No Pain is an Indian movie, and Carrie's got the details on that. Also, Mandy and the Nun, we're going to talk about it. So much more here on Horror Movie News.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Oh.
Blame the movies.
Yes.
What?
Every week. Don't blame them.
No, never.
Don't ever blame them.
Words to live by.
Yes.
Yes.
It's good to be back. 1 week is too long, but that's okay.
Wait a minute, was it just me and you last week? Oh yeah, it was.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was. Welcome back, Carrie.
Yay.
Hey, let's get into
Glad
it.
to be back.
Yeah, let's introduce who's here. So I am Anthony Becerra. Hello, welcome to the show. To my left.
What's up? Carrie Lane here, and we're live in the chat. And if you're joining us, welcome. If you're watching later, comment down below.
She's the chat guard and
Hi guys, I'm Ollie Drennan.
the chat keeper.
The chat keeper.
Sorry.
No, she's the chat keeper.
Yeah.
You can look over at it too. It's okay.
Right on. All right. So yeah, we're on episode 44, and it's
Woo!
September 18th.
Basically
Yay.
Halloween season.
Basically.
Yes, right?
Yeah. So can't wait for that season to come on top of us.
It's already that season, whatever.
Yeah,
September
I mean,
accounts.
Technically, it's like it's fall.
We're like,
but
yes.
Anyways, let's get into it. Let's tell people where they can find us. So, pretty much you can find the show on youtube.com/Popcorn Talk Network if you are a watcher. Or you can find it on Popcorn Talk Network's official website, popcorntalknetwork.com, if you are a interneter. And also you can follow us on Twitter at Horror News PTN, and our new Instagram page, Horror News PTN as well. I still consider it new because it's barely a couple weeks old, and we got like less than 10 posts on there, which is still pretty good. I really enjoy it. I like what's happening with the Instagram world. And last but not least, if you are a listener, we got you on Apple Podcasts or wherever you find your podcasts can be found. Type in Horror Movie News, look for this beautiful thumbnail behind me, and that's us. Leave us a 5-star ratings if you will, please, and thank you. And any feedback you give us will do, and we will it will pretty much help us grow.
Mm-hmm.
So how's everyone doing?
Doing good. I'm ready to talk about this. I'm ready to talk about this.
Oh, you're ready to talk about this?
Yes.
Oh,
There's some
Ollie's
drama.
hungry. Ollie's hungry. He's want to get into the news. Let's do it.
Yeah, okay. In bright news, we had like Captain Marvel trailer. That's awesome. But
Yes.
there's some bad news in Marvel, in my opinion. Personally, being a comic book fan. So yeah, you already know this. Venom has been confirmed to be not rated R, but PG-13. The managing editor of Fandango tweeted that the reason why it could be that it's going to PG-13 is so Spider-Man and Venom can potentially have that face-off, which I think is kind of BS. Like, I think you can still have a rated R Venom like film,
Yes.
and then have a PG-13 like condensed Venom or whatever against Peter Parker. I think it's smart, like from marketing. Like, obviously you want more people to go to the theater, but for diehard fans such as myself and us at the panel who love horror and whatnot and gore, and to stay true to the character of Venom, I think it's kind of a slap in the face.
Oof.
So,
Little bit.
what are your thoughts? And if you're tuning into the chat, let us know, because this is some tea.
I'm gonna have to roll over and take it. What can we do? I would say just accept it. But I am very disappointed. I'm pretty bummed out, I guess. But it's not gonna deter me from my enthusiasm for the
Disappointed, but not
movie.
surprised.
Yeah, exactly. We kind of saw it on the horizon. It's not blindsiding us, so it's not as like, what? Like,
Yeah.
we
More
knew it was a
like, wah,
possibility.
wah.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, it happened.
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
But I do think it's just going to limit the film. However, I know,
Yes.
Anthony, you have some brighter news on this topic.
Yes,
right?
I do. I have a little follow-up on it. So pretty much Ruben Fleischer, the director of Venom, and also the director of Zombieland, which we'll touch on later on as well. He did an interview with Fandango, and so he had interesting things to say. Pretty much, they asked him if he was open to an unrated version of the film, and he says, quote by quote, okay, this is his quote, he goes, I wouldn't rule anything out. We'll have to see where it lands, I guess, but I wouldn't rule anything out. So, unquote. So, we'll have to see where it lands. So, that could mean financially, that can mean the reception overall, how many fans are maybe, or like how is society's reception of it here in America. And maybe if it's not like, no, it has to be financially good, otherwise I probably won't do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very
Maybe
successful.
on the DVD you can get like DVD Blu-ray. That's when you get the unrated.
More than
Right.
likely.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they did with Batman vs Superman. They get like that.
Oh my God, the 3-hour cut.
It was so much better. I mean, it was
amazing, enhanced.
but it was absolutely, it was enhanced. It was improved.
It's fair to say it was better. Yes.
They did that with a lot of films. Like they did that with Suicide Squad 2. They did it with one of my favorites, Sucker Punch.
But this is like where it kind of like really changes the tide of whether or not you buy this Blu-ray / DVD when it comes out, you know, because people want that unrated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would want that. I would kill for that unrated.
You guys remember when AVP came out and it was rated PG-13, wasn't it?
Was it? I
was
can't
so long
remember.
ago, I don't
I was about to say. If you could check that out for us, but like,
yeah, I'll
I'm
fact
sure.
check that.
Was there a unrated like director's cut?
Yeah, I remember seeing it, and I wasn't really about it.
Right on. Yeah. So I mean,
But they did it. That's the point.
exactly, they did
Okay.
it. Yeah. Okay. I think that's the main
Okay.
takeaway. Right on.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I was like, huh? Yeah. I mean, I would love an unrated director's
Yeah.
cut of the film.
We'll probably get it.
And also, people are talking smack. I like people. The reception for this right now is like not really. At least from what I'm seeing from my little scope, there's not really much support for this film.
Yeah.
But I still feel all those people who are like maybe not supporting or are complaining about it are still gonna go spend that money.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was PG-13.
2004.
There you go.
Westy Kid in the chat says that means Venom is not allowed to swear, and Venom is a swearer.
No, he is allowed to swear. It just is limited on his swear.
You just can't say like the F word.
I don't think you can say fuck.
I think you can say the F word like once.
Once, I think.
Yeah.
There's like a limit. If it's that's too much. But it is interesting. There's some other stuff I would like to talk about going off of that same interview with Fandango. He said when asked about whether people should stay for a post-credit scene, and he replies, I think it would be a mistake for any superhero movie to not stay through the credits. Yes. So pretty much stay through the credits. There's going to be something there, which I think is cool.
It's Marvel after all.
Here's some things that I really enjoyed that really like tickled me giddy when I read this. Pretty much they asked some of his cinematic influences for the film, and he named some cool things. So he says he didn't actually turn to comic book movies for the influence of this film, but he actually turned to something more darker, grittier, edgier, and funnier. And I was like, huh. And I kept reading, and I quote, I was more interested in the kind of classic 80s horror movies. American Werewolf in London was a big influence on me, just because of the experience of being taken over by another. He also spoke a lot with his unquote. Sorry. He also spoke a lot with his DP, a director photographer, and about a lot about Cronenberg and John Carpenter's classic horror films and the film aesthetic that they presented. That made me happy to hear. Or he's like, yeah, I've seen those superhero movies. Yeah. Because they pretty much show him, like, you've seen superhero movies. Like, did you take influence from superhero movies? Or, like, what superhero film? Or, like, where'd you get your inspiration? And he did touch on it. He did say that, like, yeah, I've seen the superhero movies. I didn't really go to them for anything or for much. Probably just like the Lethal Protector storyline, but he aesthetically wise in the look for the film, he went for more horror, which I was pleased with that answer. Not only this appeals to my small comic book fan in me, but also the larger horror film fan in me, and I would like to see that too. And also, American Werewolf in London is such a great film.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
which has like the same kind of like things happening. 1 second. Which is like the Venom and Tom Hardy's character of Brock, I believe, has to have this sort of chemistry, which is like the main character of American Werewolf in London has with his dead friend that comes back.
Yeah.
You know, so I can kind of see like that influence of it all. But yeah, so with that in mind, I still have high hopes for this. Not high hopes, but I still have like, dude, it's gonna be interesting. It's the first Venom movie we've ever had. Like, it's gonna be something. Like, don't knock it off already. Like, come on, don't do that. Don't do that, guys. But I mean, people will have their opinions.
We'll have them when it's released.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are you guys
wait.
still down to watch it?
Oh, totally.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna go see
I'd
it.
see it anyways.
Yeah, probably.
I have
that's
to.
like-
I have to for this
Even
show.
if we're unhappy, we're like, well, we'll still go anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it for Tom.
Yo,
Yeah.
hey, I love Tom Hardy too. Yeah. Right on. All right. I believe Carrie has this next one.
Yes, I unfortunately was not able to make it last week, so I didn't really get to talk about it, but followed had its premiere at the Bourbon International
Yes.
Film Festival. Yay! So I was the assistant director on that, if you have no idea what we're talking about. Here's a quick little photo of me on the red carpet with Megan, who is a host here, as well as Chauncey, who came and we're going as press too. Because it was for the general public and press as well. And Chauncey has her review up. I'll link it through our Twitter later, so check that out. And then I don't know if Megan posted hers yet. And then so here's me with director, writer, and producers
Hey, they're the
of
boys.
the film. And then Antoine and Todd and Matt came in before. And then we have two Gregs. And then because it's like we had multiple people with the same names. We had multiple Matts, multiple Gregs, and Sams.
Boy, what a shoot.
Yeah, and AJ. So there we go. So red carpet. So yay. Also, so followed one best horror / thriller at the Burbank
Nice.
International Film Festival Award.
That's
So
awesome.
that's like yay. And then also we have been officially selected for the Hollywood Independent Filmmaker Awards, which are in October. I'm not familiar with that, but it looks like those who win get a screen at Paramount. I was kind of reading up on them. Yeah. I was
Hey,
like,
there it
"Ooh,
is. Thank you."
What? So yay, that's good. And that's just the more traction it gets, then that means we'll hopefully be coming to a theater near you. So I'll let you know.
Okay.
But yeah, we've seen it. But then they had made another cut. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys were able to see the festival cut. They just
Oh, no, not yet.
From seeing it back in early spring, I want to say it was like February or something. It's tighter. It flows faster. Some of the music has changed a little bit, and the effects have been done a little bit better. That I was like, oh yeah, no, I feel it flows better than the first time I saw it, or the second time I saw it. So yeah, I hope all of you can see it, and I'm glad you guys get to see it, and then we'll link you later if you want to see the other version.
Link you later.
I want to
you
see the
later.
other version.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm really interested in how everything's like
Yeah.
supposed to be like more compact.
I feel
you
it's
say.
a little more like it flows a
Yeah.
little bit better because it doesn't feel.
And it already felt like it felt.
I know,
It
I was
flowed
like-
really well. So
was
to
like,
hear that, it's like
Even
okay.
better?
Yeah.
And then just some of the effects, because it's independent filmmaking, like you just make little progresses here and there, and you're just like, oh wait, we figured out a new thing, and then so like the ghosts look more ghosty. Though I would personally say they're a little too distorted that you can't quite register what it is well enough, but personal opinion.
Right.
So
on.
yeah, that was my exciting news on that
Yeah.
piece.
I'm happy it's got well-deserved success.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see
Festival.
where it keeps going.
Yeah, it was a great film. Definitely keep your ears to the ground for when it's like
Yeah.
wide released on VOD.
Definitely.
And
will let y'all know.
congratulations, Carrie.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Congrats.
followed.
Go follow team.
The followed gang. I'm so glad we were able to bring them in and talk to them about their film.
Yeah.
Right on. So now let's give some love to the live chat, right? Real
Yes.
quick.
We got Media Shock, Westy
Ayo.
Kid.
Ayo, A1 since day one.
They're still chatting about like earlier
Venom?
discussion. No, the Marvel trailer. People talking about it
Marvel.
on something else. Josh, look.
Oh, that's my
Licor?
friend, Josh. Hi,
Is that how you say the
Josh.
last name?
I don't know. It's French, right? Josh.
Sorry
I don't know.
if I say your name wrong.
Liqueur.
Was it?
Liqueur.
LeCour.
Sorry, Josh.
Sure.
Josh LeCour.
Hi.
And yeah, so thank you everybody joining us in the live chat. And again, no worries if you're not watching it live. Comment down below your thoughts on everything we talk about.
Yes. Also, please give us those thumbs up since you're watching us. Please, we'd really appreciate it. And also comment down below after we are done recording live, so you can leave your comments and they'll be solidified forever unless they're rude and we get taken down. No, I'm just kidding.
Josh, we said is correct. And hello, Sky Patterson. Sky Patterson
Oh,
had not
Sky.
said anything yet. So it's like,
Sky,
okay, so
Sky.
you need to chime in. Otherwise, I don't know you're there. Actually, we have other people watching, but everybody's being a little quiet in the chat.
Speak up.
And thank
Be
you,
loud.
Sky.
Be loud and proud.
Say
Let's
stuff.
do it.
Where
we
you
want
at?
to know you're here.
Come on, horror fans.
Yes.
Rejoice. Also, a reminder: if you're watching this after we or hearing this after we record, please give us those 5-star ratings on iTunes if that's where you're listening. If not, just rate us on whatever podcatcher you are on. Podcatcher. Anyways.
Yes. It's a new word.
Podcatcher. Yes.
Better.
Because you catch podcasts?
Exactly. Yeah.
Totally.
Boom.
It works.
Ditto. Oliver, take it away. What's up with the Phoenix?
Yes.
Well, not Dark Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix.
Ayo.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing this little film, the origin film of the Joker.
Very little film.
When I first
You
saw
know.
this photo, the first look at Joaquin Phoenix
Oh, there it is.
as
He's
the
so
Joker,
good.
shown as Arthur Fleck. I'm sorry, I couldn't help but like bust out laughing when I first saw him. When he I don't know about y'all, but I don't know. What do you guys think? That's
I'm
him.
kind
That's-
of getting what is the name of that movie? Come back to me and I'll think of
He
one.
Okay.
looks like Lord Farquaad from Shrek.
Yes.
Okay, that's a funny take on that.
Yeah, but I just
Oh, he looks like
first
Javier
impressions.
Bardem in
Oh, the No Country for Old Men.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, okay,
That
that's a good
dumb
call.
hair
That's a
and
good.
I'm like,
how dare you say that's dumb? No, okay.
No, that hair.
That hair is.
I think that's
is
just- It's
Javier
the
Bardem's
hair.
hair looks so dumb.
okay. I didn't like that hair, but like it's funny how they had. Never mind.
Anyway.
Let's talk for something.
Obviously, they're not going to show him like in his painted. Like this is an
Yes,
origin
that would
film.
be a later thing.
This
Or
is
they-
like
ooh, what if they
the
don't even
story.
show till the trailer?
Yeah,
I'm
they
wondering if they're
shouldn't.
even going to show it at all in the movie at this point.
I'm
Like,
kind of hoping they don't. That's a big surprise.
maybe that'll be like the end. I could see like at the end of him like finally donning, you know, like any of his makeup and whatnot. But as it's been stated before, the origin story for Batman's nemesis will be more of a mid-budget crime thriller than a superhero blockbuster. So this is going to be a lot different. Just like Venom is going to be a lot different than the typical superhero, and that
Yeah.
makes sense because these are like not heroes. These are either anti-heroes or they are antagonists.
All right.
Yes.
Can we bring up the picture one more time? Steve, I want to talk
Oh,
on
gosh.
it. I want my fill in this.
Well, I'm sorry. Westy Kid makes a great point. Joker needs to cut his hair. He needs to have short green hair, not reggy long hair, because we've
Okay,
already
Westy
seen
Kid.
that look.
Wait, look, Westy Kid. He's not even the Joker yet, so it makes sense he has like long hair. Dude, chill out.
Media Shock says, I love Joaquin's look.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So the look that's going around. Honestly, I love this look.
You
Why?
do.
Because this guy if he's gonna be the Joker, this looks great. He looks like a man who's unhinged. He looks like a man on the brink of like sobbing almost every second. Like he looks like a man
You
who's
think so?
barely keeping it together. He
Yeah.
looks rugged. He looks like a almost sort of scummy too, like very
Yes.
like he like metropolitan scum of the earth kind of feel. Like isn't the backstory supposed
You
to
wouldn't
be
want him
he's a
walking behind you in an alley.
no, or
something
even
creepy.
like or even smiling at me. I don't
Yeah.
want him smiling at me, even if it is genuine. It's like no, you're a creepy man. Also, like his gauntness is so beautiful. I love that. Like
Yeah.
how gaunt he is. It really adds to like just like the disturbedness of this man. Like he already looks broken. Like his eyes are sad. His eyes are shallow.
Yeah.
He's got bags under his eyes. He's got that crease under his eye. It looks fantastic. I personally love this. I love this look. He looks like a man who will like stab you and smile afterwards, but like be troubled by his own morality of why he just did that, and then cry afterwards. Like that's what I get from
I need
this.
to see it in motion because I'm not seeing any of that personally.
I'm
Media
feeling it,
Shock
man.
mentions it. Please let us know where. Media Shock says if you see the test shots, you can catch his mannerism. He looks exactly like the
Yeah.
Joker. Where do we find these? Where is
there,
this?
there are. I did
online?
see that as well. There are leaked photos, or not leaked,
Oh.
but there's
Test.
photos of him on scene, and there's one where he's like
I'm surprised-
smiling.
Why
and
wouldn't
it's-
they have released those? I would much rather see those rather than this.
'Cause I think
this
it-
looks like a test shot.
Well,
to
this
me.
looks like I give mad props to the photographer as well. Like I love the lighting and
Yeah.
the texture of how this
Looks
shot is
so
done.
good.
Because regardless of what he looks like, just how the shot has been composed, it's very intriguing. Like, oh, okay, I want to know more about this character. Tell me more. This is bizarre in a way too. Like, this unnerving. It's a little bit. You're like,
This looks
oh,
like
TMZ. Thank you, Media
this
Shock.
looks like a tasty Joker cookie, and I'm biting into it. I'm all for this. I'm all for this look. I dig it. I can't wait to see what it
I
looks like
need
in
more.
makeup.
I need more.
And he's slimmed down too, like scary slimmed down. Ugh. Oh, I can't wait. Well, that's what I
right.
wanted to say on that. But yeah, so Ollie's skeptical.
I'm very skeptical.
It's all good. I'm all for it. I'm buying.
Give me my girl Zazie Beats.
I'm looking
okay?
forward to it.
We'll see.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I mentioned Zombieland 2
Yes.
earlier today. So yeah. So in that same interview with Fandango and Ruben Fletcher.
In that same interview.
I got all my news from that one
That was a
interview,
good
guys.
interview. That was
I'm
really
a
good.
confession. Yeah, it was there was some juicy stuff apart from like all this. I definitely recommend to go check it out if you want to read more about him and overall his films. But yeah, so he was asked pretty much on updates for Zombieland 2, and he goes, "We're already actually starting Zombieland. I've been scouting it and storyboarding and getting it going. We're just at the very early stages, but we have an amazing script, and we're going to start shooting in Georgia in January, and it's still set to be released in October of 2019, which will be I believe the 10-year anniversary for it, which is perfect."
Oh, that's great timing.
That's
Yes.
insane.
I think we
Right?
had talked about that
Yeah,
before.
we-
That we're
we
like,
have.
when you're gonna release it, wait till now.
Right, exactly. It's just like it's perfect, and also it's gonna pick up 10 years after the original film, which is also perfect. Everyone's grown up, like everyone's grown older, or one person's grown up. He also was very thrilled to be working again with the whole cast, and he said it's been really exciting starting to think about the movie and to get to work with Emma, Jesse, Woody, and Abigail once again. It is truly a dream come true. And they said, and there's more zombies, and he's all like,
Woohoo.
yeah, it's been 10 years. Of course there's going to
Yeah.
be more zombies. And also in the fictional, like, what we know about the plot details is that there's zombies that have been, like, there's, like, different kinds of zombies, which I'm
Sure, they've
guessing
evolved.
they've evolved.
Left 4
I dig
Dead
it.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So they're gonna fight evolved zombies on top of like also newcomers of like the who survived
Yeah.
those 10
Yeah.
years as well. So they're gonna go up against some
Yeah.
hardened like humans as well, which is interesting. So
Yeah.
exciting because then you also have to think of the progression not only of the zombies of like the human survivors too, and like where they're at and like what
Yeah.
kind of dynamics are in this particular world.
and I want to call it right here, right now. Hopefully,
Uh-oh.
Bill Murray. They didn't shoot him in the head. They shot him in the stomach, and then they tossed his body over.
He's in the
I bet he comes back as an actual zombie.
Yeah,
And then
why
they have
not?
to blast his head off.
or
But-
what if he survives?
no, there's no way he
That'd be
survived.
funny if he survived somehow, some
Or
way.
what if he's an evolved zombie that they might keep him around because he like functions or something, like
As
he
a
can
pet.
talk or something. Yeah,
That'd be
or
hilarious.
Fido. You know, you keep the zombie around as a pet.
We'll see.
Did you guys have you seen Fido?
I actually haven't seen Fido yet. Oh my gosh. It's one of those
It's
I've
so
always
good.
yeah.
It's actually really good. It's one of those you go, I'm not really sure I should watch. Is it lame? No, it's good. Semi rewind, but since the chat can be a little bit. Sky Patterson, back to Joaquin Pheonix, says, I actually like the first look at Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, whose career as a comedian in 1981 Gotham City
And he
is
looks like a comedian now.
failing.
Okay.
And he'll be entering the underworld of crime and murder.
There you go. Yeah, he
like
looks like a
it.
man who tried to make people happy
Yeah.
and in turn got his teeth kicked in,
Yeah.
and now he's like, all right, I'm turning to crime.
Yeah. He's like, screw this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, nice.
I dig it. Thank
I'm
you,
excited
Sky, for that addition.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for the new Zombieland, and I'm glad it's a lot of the same people because I'm like, oh, if you change it, and I like that it's later, and it's like, can we not pretend, you know, that no time has passed? So I like that they did that too. Like, oh no, time has passed because you know
It
they'll be
literally
like,
has
yeah,
passed.
exactly,
Yeah, literally 10 years.
literally,
Literally. Okay. Oh yeah. So any fans of Hatchet out there? I'm a huge fan of Hatchet, which is Adam Green's, and also I forgot his name right now. Oh my god. He's a director of Mayhem. Joe.
Oh, the
Lynch.
one we talked to?
Joe Lynch. Joe
Yes.
Lynch. Yeah, so they're like buddies, and like they've always worked on the Hatchet series, and also last year's Victor Crowley was the latest film in the saga. And yeah, so in an interview with a UK's horror channel, which by the way, the UK has just a channel dedicated
Sweet.
to horror, and they call it the Horror Channel. Wow, that's amazing.
Go UK.
I wish we had that. I guess we had like Shudder or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Yeah, but he says pretty much he spoke about like why his films were successful and also the future of his films. And he chalks up one of the reasons why his films were successful were because he planned them from the get-go. Like his first film, he pretty much laid out like the little webbing of plots, pretty much of like where it would go after the first one, second one, and third one, and he planned it as a whole trilogy. And so he goes, in the first film, I actually showed some of the weapons that Victor Crowley wouldn't actually use until the later films, and I held back crucial elements of his mythology to be revealed later on down the road. And if you have seen the first three, that's exactly what happens, which is like, I appreciated watching. I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And then also when he's talking about the potential of where he's going with this, he goes, originally I had a plan for Hatchet to be a trilogy, but when I decided to bring Victor Crowley back for more, I planned out on another complete roadmap for where it could all go. So he did a roadmap for all three when he made the first one, and when he decided to make a fourth one, before going into the fourth one, he made a roadmap for the next another three in case the fourth one. And I think that's like brilliant filmmaking. And also this is independent. Like this is without any studios like putting their dirty hands into this. So he pretty much, this is his project. He works on it whenever he wants to. So because of the film of the last one, because of the success of the last film, which I personally really liked as well, not the strongest, but really liked it still. He said he's able to go ahead and make another film, which I think is great. Awesome. And I think it has a really good cult following, and I can't wait to see more. And yeah, he said he's gonna go back into the swamp when he's ready to.
That's cool. That's really smart filmmaking, I think. Like you really have to constantly think ahead for the future of your productions, especially and it shows that like I feel like a series like that didn't do that was like the Saw series.
Oh
like
yeah,
they did not plan.
They didn't plan at all.
Well, first of all,
Saw was the one.
I don't think they thought it was going to be as big. You know, financially, I guess. But I don't think they planned at all like the future of that.
Right.
They literally had to write, okay, what are we going to do next? I picture all the writers like, oh, we have to, you know, probably there was probably some monkeys and like,
I mean, yeah, and it started
a typewriter, like, you know.
And it started a whole movement too, and like the horror.
You can make it so much smarter though too when you plan that all out. And then yeah, like you said, you notice all those Easter eggs. Not a movie, but a show. Babylon 5 did that. That was like a 5-series show, and they planned from A to all the way to the end.
Right on.
And that just makes it more interesting for us, the viewers, because then it's like, oh, I can see how it builds instead of just like mishmash, throw it all together.
Yeah,
Be like,
exactly.
Sure.
The guys are like, "Don't worry, we know where this is going."
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
So yeah. So overall, I think I appreciate his filmmaking workmanship.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Hatchet, watch the first one. You'll be hooked. And then each film starts right at where the last one ends, which is so cool too. Like the
that.
first 3 films are within a week of themselves, I think, or like less than a week. Yeah.
But you
It's
can't
pretty
really
cool.
tell time has passed, like for the actors or anything.
Actors come in and out, which you just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
You know? Yeah, exactly.
It
one of
depends
those.
if they live or not, right?
It's independent production.
No,
you know?
yeah. But that's depending on how they're able to film it and everything. Like that's really great if they're able to time that out.
Yeah.
I have not seen those, but now I'm intrigued.
No, you should.
Yeah.
Definitely
No, I wanna
classic
see 'em.
slashers, or like not classic, but like
It's
new,
a well-known
new age.
title, yes.
Yeah, new age slashers. It's pretty cool.
All right, so this one, quick little news from TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival. The Man Who Feels No Pain. So this is a Indian superhero origin story, and it's very much in the vein of like Deadpool in terms of it's very meta and funny and heavily inspired by just so many superhero movies. And I know it's not really in horror, but Bloody Disgusting covered it, and I thought it was super cool. But it's just so over the top, and I love those kind of movies where they're very self-aware and the violence is going to be great. And Bollywood already goes over the top, so I'm very excited.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, they already go over the top so many times, it just makes me excited. So the article did say the plot is kind of weak, but the humor, action, and all the songs kind of make up for it, and it's like very much in the vein of a midnight movie, which I also love midnight movie vibes.
Sounds really fun then.
Well, it clearly is fun because it won the People's Choice Award, and it was only screened 48 hours before the voting closed. So that's pretty impressive because like the movies get more time. Like if they screen early in the week, more people can vote and see it. Maybe if it gets a second screening.
Right.
So clearly it was a fan favorite. So I am definitely going to be on the lookout for The Man Who Feels No Pain.
Yeah, once it comes out, let us know here,
Yeah.
and we'll include it in this and everything. Yeah, we'll get that going. Yeah, it looks cool. I read about this actually a little bit, and it's interesting. I really want to check this out. I love stories where people can't die or can't get hurt.
Yeah.
Or they're just numb to it, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Now that's it for news. Let's quickly hit up the releases of the week. All right, that was just me.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a music thing. The way you said it, I'm like,
I know.
there's
I
a
really
music cue up.
really
We don't
cheesed
know.
you up for that, right? No, I just fooled you all.
Yes, releases of the week.
But check this out. So I think we're alone now. It was limited release in theaters last week. This week it's on VOD on Friday, September the 14th. Wait.
21st.
On the 21st. Thank you. Reading it wrong on my rundown here. But yeah, so Peter Dinklage, also Elle Fanning.
Yes.
I'm looking at
Yeah.
you.
Sorry, I was like looking at the
No,
chat.
it's all good.
No, Elle Fanning and Peter Dinklage, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. So really, Last Man on Earth esque
Yes.
kind of thing, but he actually wants to be alone. It seems like. So there's a take. Also, the wide release film, the house with a clock in its wall. It's one clock. It's only one clock. So yeah, that's Jack Black and it was Kate Blanchett, I believe. Yeah, they're gonna be doing their
I'm
things.
excited for
It's
that
a
one.
it's a
family friendly, but it's
softcore
directed by
horror.
Eli Roth, which I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, so we'll see some cool
a
concepts for
family
sure.
version of it.
I think the
I'm
story will
excited.
be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's not something that I need to see, but I think
Right.
the story is probably a good.
I liked Goosebumps, and I feel this is in a similar vein.
I enjoyed Goosebumps as well.
Well, and the fact too, we looked it up on Box Office Breakdown. I didn't realize when the book was written; it was in 1973. So I'm like, oh, it's an old book. Okay, I didn't.
1970.
Well,
yeah.
Goosebumps was the 90s, so that's
Right,
like
right,
not
right.
that old.
I
So in
gotcha.
comparison, I'm like, I've never heard of this, but so I'm curious, like, why they picked this to
Yeah,
develop it.
I'm over here like Tell It Two Cities is an old book, but I was like, never mind. Okay, right on. So yeah, so before we get into our special segments, let's just give them a little love to the live chat real quick.
Yeah, we got a couple new people dropping in. We got Rugged
Hey.
English. Welcome.
Hey, what's up, Rugged from the? Wait, that's not Media Shock's from the UK. I'm not sure.
I think Rugged English is
Might be
a
UK.
Brit as well, maybe.
Ooh. Let us know.
Media Shock was appreciated the TIFF film suggestion, put it on their radar as well, and suggested Rendall. I'm not
Ooh.
familiar with that film. And the second one, which is in development. And yeah, Media Shock, Sky Patterson, still chatting. I know there's more of you out there. I know, because I can see how many people are watching, but you're being quiet in the chat. Speak up, join the chat. We want to hear you.
All right. Well, hopefully they
Digitally,
speak up.
that is.
Wait, what?
I'm all, well, we're not literally going to hear you, but, you know, digitally in the chat.
Yeah, exclamation points.
Yes.
All caps,
All
please.
caps.
Okay, so now let's get into our special segment. Let's start off with
Yes.
The Abyss. This is pretty much our segment where we talk about films that we've seen in this past week, and we like to recommend them to you, and also we give our 2 cents on them. Can I go first, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, so I saw Mandy.
Woo!
Yes, I saw it at the Frida back in Santa Ana, OC, where I'm from. So it was directed by Panos Cosmatos, and also thanks to Steve, we saw Beyond the Black Rainbow. Ayo. Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm sorry.
What happened? What's
Rugged
good?
English says, hey, panel, I'm actually I don't
Canuck?
know. Canuck. And I'm
Oh,
like,
he's
what?
Canadian.
It says
Okay.
living in your attic, hee hee.
Oh my lord. Is
I like
you?
that. Thank you.
You are those noises I hear.
And Mia Shock says Rendell is a European superhero film. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Right on. So, synopsis of Mandy. Red
Yes.
Miller, played by Nick Cage, gets the love of his life taken away from him, and he's broken, he's mad and drunk, and he goes on the wildest hunts of his life against a cult with some unworldly practices and some henchmen, some really gross henchmen. Overall thoughts on this film: I thought it was a great film. I thought it was beautifully shot. The lighting is wild with that red, really heavy on atmosphere, but doesn't rely on it. Some very creepy concepts, mainly the bikers, the ATV riders from hell. Think of Xenobites
Okay.
from Hellraiser, but like on ATVs, and they just like show up when they sing this like stone ocarina, which I thought was like, wow, I was like, this is amazing. Like all these concepts, I'm like, yes, I'm just gargling it
Sweet.
all up. And they were very creepy too, how they're presented
Yeah.
and everything. They don't fully reveal. No, I won't say that. Also, a really cool story. It's a very straightforward story. You know, his life gets taken away. His love of his life gets taken away. He goes on a war path, and you see what happens.
So he's the Punisher.
So
Yes.
he's a Punisher. Yes.
Yep.
He's a rage cage.
Okay.
From
From Ghost Rider to the Punisher.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's funny. Yeah, and so pretty much the film is it's like a Halloween scare maze, but on acid. It's wild. It's a wild ride. And yeah, I really enjoyed the film. Gotta say.
I'm glad to hear more
definitely-
positive reviews. I went to the My Hero Academia movie Thursday, and there was this giant line for other people to see a special screening of
Of
it-
Mandy?
Of
Oh, that's
Mandy.
awesome.
And all the reviews I've seen of people I know on Twitter, everybody's like, yes.
Oh, nice.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, and yeah, it's also on VOD, so you can go rent it for like about $7. You know, depends on how bad do you really want to watch this movie. You want to
Nice.
dance with the devil and spend $7. So yeah, that's my movie.
Nice.
Okay, yes. So mine, I was browsing through Netflix and I found The House Next Door, which is also another Indian film. But
Oh,
I only
cool.
picked it because it was like scrolling through. I've never heard of this. Came out in 2017. It is a little longer side for a horror movie. It's 2 hours and 17 minutes. A happy couple faces horror when a family moves into the neighborhood, but it's not really the neighborhood. It's such a weird setup. It's this giant old house, and then like somebody had built a new one right next to it, so they're neighbors. But I was like, that's not really a neighborhood. It has a 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb, which I was like, okay, that's pretty
That's
good
fair.
for a horror movie.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the idea is I'm doing major air quotes for listening, based on a true story. But I think it's kind of like I was scrolling through the reviews, trying not to read too much, but to decide. Somebody was like, oh, it's a Conjuring knockoff. But so far, I don't think so that much. I'm like, no. But it's just like this family moves in, weird stuff starts happening. There's actually some good scares in it. I was kind of thinking like, we'll see. Because so far, some of the Indian horror films, I've been like, meh. But they have some good scares, good special effects. I like the characters. It's, if you're looking for a horror film that you've never heard of and you have Netflix, I'd say go check out The House Next Door.
Right on.
And
What would you give it?
Milind Rao is the director.
Give it a million round.
Out of 10?
Like
Yeah,
maybe a
I feel
seven?
the solid. Yeah, it's like a 7 because it's not like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, but it's definitely like, okay. And I like how they did a lot of things in it. And the main kind of guy is this doctor, and he, I like him because he's very practical about everything. And his wife is actually this really interesting character as well, because she's kind of annoyed that he's spending so much time at this house, because the daughter kind of does all these weird things, and he's like being her doctor, but because she's trying to seduce him, but he's like not
it's a
having
little
it.
too much.
Yeah, but anyways, the characters are interesting, and all these levels are like, oh, okay.
Okay,
And
cool.
it's hot and steamy at the beginning, which I was not expecting.
Oh,
Because it's
nice.
showing the relationship of the husband and wife before these other people show up.
all right.
That's how you kick
I
off
think
the
I
movie.
think you
That's
solved
how
it.
I should have started with that.
Chris
No,
in the
anyways.
house a little bit.
Right on. All right, Ollie.
All right, well, I saw a little film called The Nun.
Yay!
I don't know if you guys heard of this.
Yeah.
So everyone cannot stop talking about this movie. Whenever I ask people like, oh, have you seen any movies lately? The Nun's like the first thing they bring up, and obviously I went to go see it. I've heard mixed things. One of my friends loved it. Other friends
Rolling
hate it.
his eyes.
First off, I'm just gonna say, go see it. If you want to see it, go see it. Like, I think it's entertaining. Is it good? Personally, I would give it maybe like a 6. Maybe. Tops.
I give it a 4.
The most I would give it is, you saw it, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
The most
Maybe
I
a
would give
5.
it. I'm not
Is
going to spoil it.
It's a matinee kind of movie. Go see it.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't pay a lot to watch this.
Yeah.
No.
Don't pay over $15.
No. I still have Movie Pass.
Okay.
So I saw it, and
Yeah.
it was at
It's
I was
okay.
at a matinee too. But it stars Taissa Farmiga. It's part of the Conjuring storyline. It's funny because her sister is actually in the Conjuring as one of the main characters. So I thought there was going to be a connection to their character.
Right.
But that was
Wasted opportunity.
Absolutely. I thought that would have been. It would have been like a nice-
Grandmother, maybe?
Bummer.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
but unfortunately, her character is like a nun who has yet to take her vows.
Yeah.
So they didn't do that
No children.
at all.
No yeah.
It was very funny. Like there was lots of comic relief throughout the film.
Okay. I was like,
Which is-
funny
yeah.
on purpose?
Which is okay.
No, yeah, it was. It was
It's
on
okay
purpose.
to do that. Like I think a film that does that really well is like Insidious,
Yeah.
with the two. I forget their names. The two.
The Ghost Hunter
Oh,
guy?
Specs and...
Specs.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
I
Yes.
love their comic relief. It's very here and there. But with the Nun, there was lots of humor with the character Frenchie.
Frenchie, I was about
who's
to
portrayed,
say.
who is very attractive. I was like, who is this actor? It's Jonas Bloquet. I think it's French. But I
Better
think
be.
the film relied a lot on jump scares. I don't think the Nun is that scary. I wasn't freaked out. I was just kind of like waiting for all the jump scares, and I don't think it
Yeah.
was very creative. It wasn't groundbreaking. Of course it's cool that it's expanding the Conjuring universe. And I enjoy the Conjuring universe, but I don't think this film was.
Yeah.
It didn't resonate with me personally.
Right.
But I recommend if you want a good jump scare,
Yes.
with your friends, go ahead and check it out.
If you like a mediocre film with jump scares, The Nun is for you.
And I love Taissa Farmiga.
Yeah, she was great. Like
love
the acting
her.
was good. I like the acting. That set piece with like the bunch of nuns with bags over their heads. That was one of my personal favorite scenes. And overall, it is. I agree with what you said. Watch it if you want to watch it. What's up?
Something kind of interesting back at the premiere of It. I want to say it was Rick, because I don't think I did. Rick, who's also a host here, interviewed Bonnie Aarons, who plays the nun. So you can go watch that on the Popcorn Talk. We met her at the premiere of It. So you can go watch the interview on Popcorn Talk.
Right on. Nice. Good little plug there. All right, now it's time for our horror history, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between. So pretty much this is our segment where I am timed on the clock for 3 minutes, and I go through a film that I watched, and pretty much I tell you why it's important, some of the subtext behind it, and also some of my personal highlights, if I have the time. If not, I just get cut off, and then you get what you get. But the important stuff's at the top, so you get that stuff. All right, good old Steve, when you're ready. All right, here we go. So the film told you last week, it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, 1932, from Paramount, directed by Ruben Mamoulian, and stars Frederick March as Jekyll and Hyde, Miriam Hopkins as Ivy, Rose Hobart as Muriel Carew. Synopsis. Dr. Jekyll faces horrible consequences when he lets his dark side run wild with a potion that transforms him into the animalistic Mr. Hyde. Why it's important. So Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde explicitly explores sexuality and repression in ways that most films of the era merely hinted or disguised an allegory. Keep in mind, this is the 1930s. People are not tackling sex right now in films, and there's a thing such as the Hays Code, which prohibited anything too violent or provocative to be appearing on the screen. So it's important because it showed such provocative, imagery of sexuality going on, and that's because the Hays Codes at the time was barely being implemented, so it's at its infancy, so they weren't really cracking down on it. But even me watching it, I was just like, whoa, this is really sexual stuff going on. 2 minutes left. Also, Frederick March took home an Academy Award that year for his performance of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I thought that was really cool. It's also a very sophisticated film for its era as well. There's no comic relief. None of the characters are bumbling idiots. Mr. Hyde is a sheerly terrifying character, and I love the subtext of this film. It tackles on repression. Pretty much, the main character, or what they call him, Dr. Jekyll, which I thought was funny. He wants to marry his fiancée, but there's obstacles that get in his way, like her father. He wants to get married in 3 months. The father wants to wait 8 months. He's sexually suppressed. He can't, get laid unless they get married, because that's what they did in those times. It's kind of like, I won't say it's mainly about him getting laid, but it's like, that's a good part of the film, of he wants to like unleash his sexual wilds. In his experiments and his theories his experiments and theories are viewed as absurd from everyone around him. So he does his experiments in solitude. That's could be an allegory for something now that I think about it. Also, consequences of repression. Making it more than your typical good versus evil morality tale. Dr. Jekyll is a curious, honest man who wants perfectly natural and healthy desires. He wants to explore and learn about the world. Everyone around him doesn't share his views, and he sees his desires and goals to be thwarted by proper society. The film implies that society, as much as Dr. Jekyll creates Mr. Hyde, it is a savage indictment of conformity and constraint. But pretty much this is what happens when there's too much conformity in place. It offers us a sophisticated exploration of sexuality and repression and the cruelty that they can produce that can be valued to this day. Personal highlights of me: transformation scenes are great. I remember how weird the sexuality in the film was. Having Ivy sing was the most disturbing part of the film. If you watch it, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about and remember. But my God, and that's horror history.
Cool.
So, but yeah,
Good job.
I really enjoyed this film. Really good stuff. Definitely recommend it. Not a universal horror film, but it's worthy as a classic in my book. So yeah, next week we are doing Todd Browning's Freaks from 1932. Ooh. It's not free anywhere, but you can rent it for cheap, like $3 on any VOD platform. And with that, we'll give our live chat a long fellow,
one more shout out, interesting one. John reached out on Twitter, says, "I'm lurking, can't chat because I'm on PS4, but really enjoying the show."
playing Spider-Man.
So thank you for
Spider-Man.
joining us that way.
I did buy that game
I didn't
too.
know you. I'm like, yeah, I guess if you're watching YouTube through your PlayStation, but
Yeah.
nice.
Right on.
Thank you for joining us, everybody, in the live chat.
Yes, thank you all in the live chat so much. You guys are so awesome. You guys are my friends, my digital friends. Hit me up on Twitter if you guys watch a movie and want to talk about it and find like you don't have anyone to talk about. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit me up or hit us up on Instagram. We all have access to that, so we can reply to you.
Slide into our DMs.
Slide up in there.
They're
yeah.
there.
Hey.
Jump scare me in my DMs. I would love to interact with you guys and pick your brains out about films you personally love. I think it'd be really cool. Or just like put them in the comments down below. But with that, we have to wrap up. And so we'll see you guys next week. But until then, Carrie, where can they find you?
Yes, you all can find me online at Carrie D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. And tune in later today. We're talking about My Hero Academia Season 3. And also this dude's on this show. And that dude's behind the scenes on that show. And also I'm working on putting together footage from the My Hero Academia movie premiere that we saw last week, hosted by Funimation.
And it looks good.
Yes.
So excited to hear all
We're
about
going to talk about it on the show. So you got to stay tuned
You
for
gotta
those
tune
thoughts.
in.
Talk about it. All right.
Hey guys, I'm Ollie Drennan. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ollie Dreamer, and you can also find me on the Anime After Show with Carrie, and also check out the Purge After Show on AfterBuzz TV at 8 p.m. tonight on Tuesdays. It's getting good.
Right on. And my name is Anthony Becerra. You can find me everywhere at Tony B Tony _TonyBetony _ at the end. And again, just hit me up. Let's talk about films.
Yeah.
And with that, everybody, until another edition of Horror Movie News next week. We'll catch you later. Oh my God, that was
Ooh, I like that.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.